I know this might sound bold, but living in Windsor, Ontario is one of the most underrated lifestyle advantages in the entire country. Now, I'm not saying it's better than living in the Swiss Alps or owning a beachfront mansion in the Bahamas. Let's be realistic. But if you're Canadian and you're deciding where to actually build a life, grow a career, enjoy day to day living, Southwestern Ontario deserves serious attention. Windsor-Essex, in particular, gets overlooked far too often. I lived in multiple cities, including Toronto, built my business here in Windsor, Ontario. And the more time goes on, the more confident I am that Windsor quietly checks boxes most people don't even realize they care about until they live here. One of the biggest advantages Windsor has, and one that surprises almost everyone, is the weather. Essex County is the southernmost region in mainland Canada. In fact, if you stand at Point Pelee National Park, you're literally as far south as you can go without leaving the country. That geographic advantage matters more than people think. Winters here are noticeably milder than most of Ontario. Snow does fall, but it usually melts quickly. You might get a week or two where it sticks, but you're not dealing with months of buildup like you see elsewhere. That warmth is also the reason Windsor and Essex County are home to a thriving wine region, something I'll get into shortly. Because of the warmer climate, longer summers, waterfront lifestyle, fishing, swimming, and laid back atmosphere, Windsor is often referred to as the Florida of Canada. And once you experience a summer here, you start to understand why. You have riverfront patios, beaches, nearby wineries, golf courses, boating, fishing, paddleboarding, and some of the warmest temperatures in the country. It gives you a lifestyle that feels very different from what most people picture when they think of Canada. Because of the climate, Windsor and Essex County are one of the best grape growing regions in the country. Pelee Island Winery, which you'll find at LCBOs across Ontario, is made right here. Pelee Island itself is a hidden gem with beaches, bike trails, bed and breakfast, and a laid back summer vibe that feels nothing like Ontario. Beyond the island, there are wineries spread throughout Kingsville, Leamington, Harrow, and the surrounding county. Places like North 42, Sprucewood Shores, Oxley Estate Winery, Cooper's Hawk Vineyards have become major local attractions during the summer. Some sit right near the water, some overlook vineyards and Lake Erie, and many have patios, live music, restaurants, and wine tastings that make it easy to spend an entire afternoon here. Windsor has something most Ontario cities simply don't: a massive accessible waterfront. The riverfront boardwalk stretches for more than 10 kilometers and runs right along the Detroit River, offering uninterrupted views of the iconic Detroit skyline. Especially at night when the city lights reflect off the water, it creates a view that feels unlike anywhere else in Canada. During the summer, you can sit outside on a patio overlooking the river, watch boats pass by, and catch some incredible sunsets as the sky lights up over Detroit. The combination of the skyline, the water, the warm summer evenings, and the restaurant scene gives the area a vibe that surprises a lot of people who visit for the first time. Lake St. Clair, Lake Erie, and the Detroit River create endless recreational opportunities. Boating, kayaking, fishing, and swimming are all part of everyday life here. Lake St. Clair in particular is world renowned for fishing, drawing people from across the province and beyond. The shallow warm water and island access make it perfect for summer days on the lake. There's a reason Windsor has seen a steady influx of new residents over the past decade. Compared to most of Ontario, the cost of living is still far more manageable. Yes, listing prices are often intentionally low to drive competition, but even once you adjust for that, Windsor remains significantly more affordable. At the time of this recording, the average home price sits around the mid 500,000 range. That buys you a detached home that would cost well over $1 million in the GTA. Larger two-story homes that would sell for $2 million plus in Toronto often fall between 800,000 and $1 million here. Renting is also more reasonable. One-bedroom apartments in good neighborhoods can still be found at surprisingly attainable prices, and full homes rent for less than what people are used to paying in the larger cities. Healthcare is a concern across Canada, and Windsor is no exception. But what sets Windsor apart is what's coming next. The city is in the process of building a brand new mega hospital, a massive state-of-the-art facility that will expand services, bringing in specialists and employ thousands of people. This investment is a major step forward for healthcare access in the region. Living next to Detroit means access to major league sports, whether it's hockey, baseball, football, or events like Detroit Grand Prix. There's always something happening you can easily drive over to experience. You have teams like Detroit Red Wings, Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers, and Detroit Pistons, all just minutes away, which is something very few Canadian cities can offer, with a hop, skip, and a jump. Even beyond sports, Detroit brings access to massive concerts, festivals, casinos, restaurants, and entertainment year-round. For a city the size of Windsor, having a major American city skyline sitting directly across the river gives it an energy and lifestyle that feels very unique compared to most places in Ontario. Back on the Windsor side, Caesars Windsor brings in top-tier comedians and musicians year-round. Big names regularly perform here, making it easy to enjoy live entertainment without traveling far. If you hate traffic, Windsor is a breath of fresh air compared to most major Ontario cities. Most trips across the city take only 15 to 20 minutes, and even driving from one end of Windsor to the other is usually under 30 minutes. Grocery runs don't turn into exhausting hour-long missions, and everyday errands feel far less stressful when you're not constantly sitting bumper to bumper in traffic. It's one of those things people who move here notice almost immediately. Daily life simply feels easier when you can get where you need to go quickly without planning your entire day around congestion. Windsor's food scene is exceptional, especially for a city of its size. The Italian food alone rivals what you'll find overseas, and that's not an exaggeration. Because of Windsor's strong Italian roots and multicultural population, the city developed a food culture that is genuinely unique within Canada. Add incredible Middle Eastern, Greek, Vietnamese, Thai, and the depth of quality here surprises almost everyone who visits. And then there's the pizza scene, which people in Windsor take very seriously. Windsor-style pizza is famous across Ontario and has developed almost a cult following. It's known for its shredded pepperoni, canned mushrooms, local-made galati cheese, and perfectly balanced thin crust. In fact, the pizza culture here became so popular, there's literally an entire documentary dedicated to Windsor pizza. There was even a news story titled, "Why This BC Man Spent $600 to Order Pizza All the Way from Windsor, Ontario," because former locals and Windsor pizza fans say nothing else compares once you leave the city. Places like Antonino's, Capri, Armando, Sarducci's, Naples, and the new Professor Za, which has been all the rage recently, are local staples that people grow up arguing about as if they're sports teams. Everyone has their favorite, and almost every local will tell you Windsor has some of the best pizza in Canada. The concentration of great food here is something people genuinely miss when they leave. For a smaller city, Windsor punches way above its weight when it comes to restaurants, local spots, family-owned businesses, and overall food quality. Windsor-Essex County isn't flashy. It doesn't scream for attention. But when you look at the full picture, weather, affordability, access to the US, food, parks, and lifestyle, it becomes clear why so many people quietly choose to stay or move here. If you're considering Windsor-Essex or just want to learn more about what life is really like here, feel free to reach out. I help people relocate to Windsor-Essex all the time, and I'm always happy to answer questions. I don't only live here, but I also have investments here as I believe in the Windsor economy and housing market. So if you are thinking about moving to Windsor, click the link in the description and book a quick call with me. And if you want more insight, keep watching. There's plenty more to come. This is Rasha Ingrata, Mortgage Agent Level 2 since 1999 with Mortgage Intelligence based out of Windsor, Ontario. Thanks for watching.